Hey everybody, it's Christy from the MKP team here with another Talk It Out Tuesday. Kind of trying to get myself situated. I have to use my phone again. So let me actually move. It is too bright right there. Today we're talking about loneliness. It's not a long episode. It's definitely just something really to go over because I'm pretty sure everybody, for the most part, knows what it is and what it does. But just in case you don't, I'm going to break it down for you. So first, I'm going to start with like what is loneliness, and that is just a feeling of being hollow. Is the best way that I can explain it. Um, it's kind of where things that used to bring you joy just don't anymore, and you hear it all the time in like movies and stuff where you feel alone in a crowded room. It's entirely possible. Loneliness is something that I struggle with a lot, despite me being the social butterfly that I am. Because you don't feel connected to the people that you're around, and that's where the problem lies. So to start, you're never alone. Even though it feels that way, you're not. So just keep that in mind while we go through this. If you've ever felt lonely, you'll have loneliness because there are four different kinds. You're not alone. To start, 16 to 24-year-olds actually make up the age group that deals the most with loneliness. Next would be us, the millennials. The 30 to 38 range are the next in line that deal with loneliness the most. Um, Loneliness can affect you in more than just your mental. It can affect your physical. It can be equated to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So, with that being said, if you have ever thought of suicide, or if you have no interest in things that bring you joy anymore, or you feel sad for extended periods of time, it can look like depression, and it is linked to depression as well. It can lead to it. Make sure you check yourself out. Go see a doctor, go talk to someone. Never hurts to check or find out or make sure. So I want to get into, and again, this is not going to be a very long live because there isn't much to say about it other than, expressing the feelings about it and giving you the four different types and those breakdowns from the studies. So to break it down, there are four different kinds. The first is emotional, and this is really just internal. This has a lot to do with shadow work, so to speak, that you haven't dealt with. There are things, there's a root inside that you have to go and get fixed, so to speak, fixed. When I say that, I mean usually people elect for behavioral therapy or just therapy in general. Group therapy tends to work out in those situations more when it comes to loneliness because you're around people. We tend to isolate ourselves when we feel like crap, especially mentally. It can lead to loneliness, and loneliness just leads you down a darker path mentally. So it's important to nip it in the bud when it starts. When it comes to things like emotional, again, it's something that you have to really deal with. There's a root of an issue or something from your childhood or past that you have not dealt with that you need to. So therapy, always a great choice. Next is circumstantial. When it comes to circumstantial, what that really means is, let's say, for example, you move to a new city. You're there alone or you're with your family. But even so, you have to make new friends. You have to make new acquaintances. That takes time. And in that meantime, you kind of feel alone because you're not with the people you used to be. So you feel that emptiness from that. And you have to meet new people, which is uncomfortable to begin with for a lot of people. So, um, beyond that, we also have chronic. Chronic is something that is ongoing. And the reason, and some examples I'll give so that you understand it a little better, is like the elderly. Let's say, for example, all of their friends have gone on to wherever it is that we go next. And their family lives far away because they're grown, they're adults, they're alone. That's chronic. It's not going to change. So even if they have friends in their nursing home, they've been so alone for so long that it kind of just becomes a lifestyle. And a lot of introverts can live this way too. Never hurt to go outside, people. Okay, the sun's out there. Take a hike. Take a hike, literally. Take a walk. Take a breather. Go out somewhere. Hold on one second. Sorry. Next is really, I hate using my phone. Next is social, and that's the last of the four. Social loneliness comes more from people who, for example, have been, let's say, in an abusive relationship in their past and they were isolated. They tend to develop those habits and now they have trouble with talking to people socially. So they end up feeling that kind of loneliness because they are alone most of the time. Kind of develops into a pattern and into a habit, and they are not easy to break, people. Again, loneliness can affect you the same as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It is very important to take care of that. Um, so again, if you're thinking about suicide or you have no interest in things that used to bring you immense joy and you just don't want to like leave your house anymore, you don't have the ambition to meet new people, you might want to seek help because that's not a healthy way to live. We need to have social interaction as humans. It's just part of our nature. Not having that can lead to a lot of different issues, um, including when it comes to loneliness, it can lead to seasonal affective disorder, also depression, dementia, postpartum. It comes from alcohol abuse as well. There's a lot of different things that cause it, but a lot of different things that it can lead to as well. It's all kind of intertwined. A lot of mental health conditions and their symptoms are very much intertwined. That's why we have things like the DSM-5 to tell us what is what and what is not. So, really, I mean, that's all that has to do with loneliness. Just making sure that even if you can't go out, because I know that during COVID, that was a big issue. A lot of people felt lonely. That's when we were all like, I kind of not normal up here or not average. Is this normal? And everybody's like, no, we don't feel that way. And, oh shit. Okay, let me go to the doctor real quick. And even with the doctor, we're on the phone instead. So even still, a lot of my therapists are over the phone. It's not the same as having that social face to face interaction. So if you're dealing with loneliness, my biggest suggestion is go get a hug. Your friends are willing, just consent is key, of course, but go get a hug. Go take a walk or put yourself at a coffee shop that's bustling with people around it. Just having those people around you will help you change your energy. 'Cause that's really what it is, stank ass energy that we can't get rid of. And again, we all feel lonely from time to time. Usually it's caused by, let's say, the death of someone that we were very close to, or, just people moving or things changing in our lives. We can feel loneliness. It happens. It's normal to feel that way. What's not okay is if it extends for a long period of time and now it's affecting your day to day life. So, with that being said, like it says at the bottom, you're never alone. Make sure you're tuning in to our Talk It Out Tuesdays because these are always open for anybody who wants to join. And this Friday, I believe it's Helen that's coming on to talk with her interview. So keep an eye out for that at 7 p.m. on Friday. That will premiere. And I am going to go hop over to Instagram to do the same thing. So for those of you who don't know, and I didn't really give an announcement, I just kind of went with it and it's been working. I'm going to be doing 30-minute lives, which this one obviously is not a very long one. But I also just almost burnt my house down cooking chicken. So um, I'm going to be doing these lives on Facebook and YouTube from 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 7:30 to 8 o'clock on Instagram. So if you don't catch it here, you can catch it there. And if you want to tune in, just send a request. That being said, I'm Christy, and this has been another Talk It Out Tuesday. Sorry it's not a very long one, but it gets kind of lonely when you're here by yourself, right? I'll see you on the next one.